She Said was directed by Schrader and it stars Zoe Kazan, Carey, Mulligan, Patricia, Arquette, and Braugher. And this just may be the most important movie to come out of 2022. And we follow New York Times journalists Megan Twohey and Joey Cantor, played by Mulligan and Kazan respectively, who publish a report that exposes absolutely disgusting sexual abuse allegations against powerful Hollywood producer Harvey Weinstein. And this shocking story would shatter decades of silence around the subject of sexual assault and harassment in the workplace. A lot of people through our generation lived through this day and age. We know the inevitable monster would eventually be exposed. And a lot of people might think that this movie is not suspenseful because of that, but I feel like this is a movie that needs to be seen, and not only for our generation, for 20, 30 years down the line. Because think back to other journalistic dramas like this that were exposing massive scandals. Best Picture winner from 2015, Spotlight, is a prime example and a prime comparison. I could also compare this to David Fincher's Zodiac, which is a movie that supremely fascinated me. But here's the big one, All the President's Men. I will never forget the first time I watched this movie. I was obviously not alive around the time of the Watergate scandal, but very similarly, it's about two reporters who are exposing something supremely awful that happened. And there were people who didn't want to speak out about Watergate, and it eventually had humongous ramifications once all that was exposed. And movies like this always really fascinate me. It's almost presented like a documentary in some ways, and Schrader's direction almost becomes invisible within the frame. Everything just feels so seamless about She Said, from the editing, from the musical score. The performances across the board are all magnificent. Carey Mulligan is her usual great self. Zoe Kazan, who's an actress I've loved for a while, ever since I saw her in The Big Sick, possibly turns in the best performance of her entire career. Both of these women are definitely Oscar-worthy here. Patricia Arquette is really good. Braugher, Captain Holt from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, gets some really, really great stuff here. But I think the big strength of She Said is going to be its lasting impact on generations to come. Now, when All of the President's Men came out, that was a movie that came out in the 70s, right? When I first saw it, I was around maybe high school, college age. And the method in which all this information is presented to us in that film is very, very simple for us to understand. She Said is very, very similar in that regard. I could almost imagine the screenwriters looking to that movie for inspiration in how to present this. A lot of people might expect this material to be way too on the nose, which would usually be a complaint in movies where you kind of expect to be shown and not told all the information. But this is a movie where it really, really needs to hammer it on the head. Probably more important now than ever. This movie is also really strong in the sense it establishes a lot of trepidation and fear. And I could just feel my stomach turning in knots as more information was coming out. And I was really, really pleased to see that this material was presented in the simplest manner possible and with the most convenient definitions, if I could use a Breakfast Club term for a minute. Because when this movie is shown to the next generation after me, when I'm lucky enough to have children of my own, when I feel comfortable in showing this movie to them down the line, they're not going to have a clue what went on back in 2015, 2016, even way before that. And it's probably going to shake them like it shook me watching All the President's Men and seeing all this information come out. That's why I think this movie is going to be so important. It needs to have a lasting impact for not just our generation that knew what went on, but for the next generation afterwards. And I think Schrader had a really great handle on that. And she had a great handle on just letting the actors tell these stories. Because direction is so much more than just cinematography and how the framing of the shots look. And it's really solid all the way around in this movie, don't get it twisted. But as an actor, I work hand in hand with directors on stage all the time. There are many crucial decisions that need to be made, like on the spot right there. The notes that directors give me are basically decisions that they make on how to help me craft the character that I'm playing. So my point that I'm getting at, the technicals of this movie, not really all that important. It's all about putting the material and the stories out there front and center in a way that any casual moviegoer can understand. And this movie was very effective in doing so. I could certainly see this movie notching a lot of Oscar nominations once this is all said and done. Very, very solid performances all the way around. Not a whole lot to complain about with this movie. I'm going to give She Said an A. Perhaps the most important movie to come out of this year, 2022, It's a topic that not a lot of us want to talk about necessarily, but it's important that we know what happened so that these mistakes are never committed again. Let me know what you thought of She Said down in the comment section below. What is your favorite journalistic drama? Is it this one? Is it Zodiac? Is it something else? Because as always, I love discussing all new things in movies and entertainment with you lovely people on the regular. So do consider becoming a subscriber. Join the family today. Hit that notification bell right next door. Do me a favor and smash the like button. That really helps get this content out there to more people. And stay tuned for more exciting content hitting this channel very soon through a very busy Thanksgiving holiday. I'm going to be looking at Strange World, The Fablemans, The Menu. I'm hoping to catch The Menu at some point tomorrow. That's just to name a few. And of course, you have the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. Cannot miss that one. But guys, y'all are the best. Thank you all so very much again for tuning in. And with all that being said, Back Talk, commence.